In 1974, the President of the United States got down on his knees in front of Muhammad Ali and begged, literally begged for help saving his presidency. What Ali said in response not only shocked the president, it defined what true dignity looks like. The encounter was kept classified for 45 years. When it finally came to light in 2019 through a Secret Service agent's deathbed confession, it revealed a side of both men that history had never seen. And it showed that sometimes the most powerful thing you can do for someone isn't to save them, it's to tell them to stand up. Let's set the scene. August 1974. The Watergate scandal had destroyed Richard Nixon's presidency. The tapes had been released. The smoking gun was found. Nixon's approval rating had collapsed to 24%. Impeachment was inevitable. His own party was abandoning him. He had maybe days, maybe a week left in office before he'd be forced to resign in disgrace. Nixon was desperate. Not just politically desperate, personally desperate. He'd spent his entire life clawing his way to power, and now it was all collapsing. He couldn't sleep, he was drinking heavily. According to Henry Kissinger's later memoirs, Nixon was barely functional in those final days. And in that desperation, Nixon's advisors came up with a Hail Mary plan: get Muhammad Ali to support the president publicly. Just one photo, one endorsement, one moment of Ali standing with Nixon, showing that even someone who'd stood against the government, who'd refused the draft, who'd been stripped of his title, could forgive and support the president. The logic was simple. Ali was beloved by Black America and respected by young people who opposed the war. If Ali could forgive Nixon, maybe America could too. One photo could be worth millions of votes, could shift public opinion, could maybe, just maybe, save Nixon from impeachment. They contacted Ali's representatives, offered money, a lot of money, offered a presidential pardon for Ali's draft conviction, though the Supreme Court had already overturned it, offered whatever Ali wanted.
I'll meet with the president, but I'm not promising anything. The meeting was arranged for August 6, 1974, at a private estate in San Clemente, California, Nixon's Western White House. It was kept completely off the books. No press, no official record, just Nixon, Ali, and a single Secret Service agent named James Kirkwood, who was stationed outside the room. Ali arrived not knowing exactly what Nixon wanted, but suspicious it was about a photo op. He'd been used by politicians before. He wasn't naive. Nixon was in the study when Ali entered. According to Kirkwood's 2019 deathbed statement, recorded by his daughter and later published, Nixon looked terrible, unshaven, eyes red, clearly hadn't slept in days. They shook hands. Nixon tried to smile, tried to be the charming politician. "Muhammad, thank you for coming. You look great. You training for another fight?" Ali was polite, but cool. "Mr. President, what do you want?" Nixon's smile faded. He realized he couldn't charm his way through this, so he tried a different approach, direct appeal. "I need your help," Nixon said. "The country needs your help. We're tearing ourselves apart. Watergate has divided us. I made mistakes, I know that, but the constant attacks, the impeachment, it's destroying the presidency itself, not just me. I need someone who can bridge the divide, someone both sides respect, someone like you." Ali listened without expression. Nixon continued. "One photograph, you and me, shaking hands, a statement from you saying it's time to move forward, to heal. That's all I'm asking. It could change everything." Ali's response was simple. "Why would I do that?" Nixon started listing reasons. He could help Ali with business deals. He could make sure Ali got favorable treatment in any future legal issues. He could arrange meetings with foreign leaders to help Ali's international fights. Money, access, power, everything was on the table. Ali just kept shaking his head. "That's not what I asked. I asked, why? Why would I help you?"
Nixon's political mask was cracking. The desperation was showing through. "Because I'm asking you to. Because I need it. Because without help, I'm finished." "You are finished," Ali said quietly. "Everybody knows it. The question is whether you finish with some dignity or finish with none." That's when Nixon broke. According to Kirkwood's account, Nixon's voice rose. "You don't understand. I've given my entire life to this country. I've served in Congress, the Senate, as vice president, as president, and they want to destroy me over what? Some tapes? Some lies? I didn't start lying in politics. I just got caught." Ali didn't argue. He just said, "Mr. President, I think you should sit down." But Nixon wasn't listening. He was pacing now, spiraling. "I made this country stronger. I opened China. I ended the Vietnam War. I did things that will matter for decades. And they want to erase all of that because I tried to protect my presidency? Because I fought back against my enemies?" "Mr. President," Ali tried to interrupt, "do you know what they're going to do to me?" Nixon's voice was getting louder. "They're going to put me in jail. The President of the United States in jail. They're going to destroy my family, my legacy, everything I've worked for my entire life. And you could stop it. One photo, one statement. That's all I need." Ali stood up. "I'm not going to help you." Nixon stopped pacing, stared at Ali. "Why? Why won't you help me?" "Because it won't work. A photo with me isn't going to save you. Nothing's going to save you from what you did. You broke the law. You lied to the country. No photo is going to fix that." And that's when Nixon did something that shocked even Ali. He dropped to his knees. The President of the United States, on his knees in front of Muhammad Ali, tears streaming down his face. "Please," Nixon begged, "please, I'm begging you. One photo, one statement. You're my last chance. I've got nothing left. Please." According to Kirkwood, who could hear this through the door, there was a long silence. Then Ali spoke, and his voice had changed, softer but firm.
"Mr. President, stand up." Nixon didn't move. He was crying too hard. "Mr. President," Ali said again, "stand up, right now." Nixon slowly stood, wiping his face with his hands. Ali walked closer to him. "Mr. President, I can't save a man who won't save himself. And you kneeling on the floor, begging me for a photo that won't work anyway, that's beneath you. That's beneath the office you hold. Stand up." Nixon was standing now, but barely. Ali continued, "I know what it's like to lose everything. They stripped me of my title. They took away my ability to make a living. They tried to put me in jail for standing up for what I believed in. I lost 3 years of my career. 3 years I can never get back. And you know what I learned?" Nixon just stared at him. "I learned that how you lose matters more than whether you lose," Ali said. "You're going to lose this presidency. That's done. But you've still got a choice about how you lose it. You can lose it begging on your knees, trying to trick people with photos and fake endorsements, or you can lose it standing up, admitting what you did, taking responsibility." "I can't," Nixon said, voice breaking. "If I admit it, they'll destroy me." "They're already destroying you," Ali said. "The only question is whether you help them do it or whether you take control of it yourself. Stand up, Mr. President. Face what's coming. Don't beg. Don't hide. Don't lie anymore. Just stand up and take it like a man." Nixon sat down in his chair, head in his hands. I can't do it." Ali picked up his coat. "Then I can't help you. Not because I don't want to, but because the kind of help you're asking for, the photo, the endorsement, that's not help. That's enabling.
That's me helping you run away from what you did, and I won't do that." Nixon looked up. "So what am I supposed to do?" "Resign," Ali said, "before they impeach you. Resign and admit you made mistakes. Don't try to justify it. Don't try to minimize it. Just admit it and accept the consequences. That's the only way you get any dignity back." "And if I do that," Nixon asked, "what happens then?"
Then you get to be a human being again, instead of a president trying to save his presidency," Ali said. "You get to work on being a better person instead of working on your image. You get to face yourself in the mirror without wondering who you're lying to today." Nixon was quiet for a long moment. Then, "Why do you care? Why are you telling me this?" Ali was putting on his coat. "Because even though you're the president and I'm just a boxer, we're both human beings, and human beings deserve to be told the truth, especially when they're falling. The truth is you're done, Mr. President. How you finish is up to you." Ali walked to the door. Nixon called after him. "Mohammed, wait!" Ali turned. "If I do what you're saying, if I resign, if I admit it, will you say something publicly about doing the right thing?" Ali thought about it. "If you do the right thing, I'll acknowledge it, but I'm not going to endorse you. I'm not going to pretend what you did was okay. I'll just say that you faced it instead of running from it. That's the most I can offer." Nixon nodded slowly. "That's more than I deserve." "Yeah," Ali agreed. "It is." Ali left. According to Kirkwood, Nixon sat in that study alone for 3 hours, didn't come out, didn't eat, just sat there. 2 days later, August 8, 1974, Richard Nixon resigned the presidency. He gave a speech admitting mistakes, taking responsibility, asking for forgiveness. It wasn't perfect, he still hedged, still tried to justify some of it, but it was more honest than anyone expected. The next day, a reporter asked Ali if he'd seen Nixon's resignation speech. Ali said, "I did." He stood up, not all the way, but more than he was standing before. That's something. The reporter asked if Ali had talked to Nixon recently. Ali just said, "The president and I had a conversation. That's between him and me." The story stayed secret for 45 years. Kirkwood kept it classified even when he retired from the Secret Service in 1989. "Some things," he said later, "are too private to share while the people involved are still alive." But in early 2019, Kirkwood was dying of cancer. He was 78 years old. He told his daughter about the meeting. She recorded his account. After he died, in March 2019, she published it with the permission of Ali's family. Ali had died in 2016. The revelation shocked historians. The image of Nixon on his knees begging Ali for help seemed almost unbelievable. But Kirkwood's account was detailed and consistent. He had no reason to lie on his deathbed. Nixon's library initially denied it, but then Nixon's personal diary from August 4, 1974, was re-examined. There was an entry from August 6, "Met with Ali. He showed me more dignity in my lowest moment than I showed my country in my highest. He told me to stand up. I wished I'd listened sooner." That diary entry confirmed Kirkwood's account. The meeting between Ali and Nixon reveals something profound about both men. Nixon, at his lowest, couldn't see past saving his image. He was willing to beg, to manipulate, to use anyone to avoid facing the truth. Ali, who'd been persecuted by the government Nixon represented, could have enjoyed watching Nixon suffer, could have humiliated him, could have taken whatever Nixon offered and then refused to help anyway. Instead, Ali told Nixon to stand up, not because he owed Nixon anything, not because he wanted to help Nixon politically, but because watching a man, even the president, debase himself by begging was too painful to witness. And that lesson, stand up, take responsibility, face what's coming, was more valuable than any photo op could ever be. Years later, in 1992, Nixon wrote a book called Seize the Moment. There's a passage in it that many people think is about Ali, though Nixon never confirmed it. I once met a man who'd lost everything standing up for his principles. I asked him how he survived it. He said, "I stood up. That's how you survive anything. You stand up, you face it, you take it. Running just makes it worse." That advice came too late for me to follow it completely, but it wasn't too late to learn from it. If this story moves you, remember, the most dignity you'll ever show isn't in how you win, it's in how you help others lose. Ali could have kicked Nixon when he was down. Instead, he told him to stand up. That's not just boxing, that's not just politics, that's humanity at its best. Refusing to let another human being debase themselves, even when they deserve it, even when helping them stand takes nothing away from their consequences. Nixon begged on his knees. Ali told him to stand up. That's the difference between desperation and dignity. And it's a lesson that matters whether you're the president or a pauper. When everything's falling apart, the only thing you control is whether you face it standing or kneeling. Stand up.